So here's my Husaberg FE 400. It's a 1996. Bought this bike last summer and it was in bad shape. It was like a project bike for me, and I've always wanted a bike, so I didn't have a lot of money, so I was able to get this. But I took it to a guy in Chico, California, and he was able to, and he used to race. He's a race mechanic now, and now he just works on bikes. And so I took it to him, and we just started from the back end, worked our way forward until it was running really well. So things up, I'm gonna block the wind here a little bit. We took the tire off, cleaned it, made sure everything was good, put a new tube in there, put new seals inside the right in here. These seals in here are new, and we checked the bearing, greased it again, made sure that was all good. And excuse me, it's kind of dirty right now. That's just because I got from a ride just recently. It's kind of got partway cleaned, but not quite finished. But anyways, greased in here, and we put the new seals on, made sure it's all good and water wasn't getting in there. Around here, we balanced it so it's a little bit smoother, better ride. Kind of took these screws apart, made sure everything in here is clean and you're not getting rust or water or you have dirt in there. It has Brembo brakes. Need I say more? And after every ride with the muffler, I always put something in there to keep water from getting there, so you don't get water in your engine, you start rusting all this out. Anyways, up here, just checked all the connections, everything's good, everything's doing fine. Kickstarter, we decided to put a little flap here instead of hooking up some other stuff here. We just made this little flap, so you pull it out and pull it in. It does slap in usually, but we just have that there just as a safeguard so it doesn't hit you in the leg while you're riding it. And here, got a new seal here. This got tightened up. I made sure the gear shifter was all good with the guy. Oil is fine. We went through that, made sure it was all okay. Now the carburetor, we spent probably we spent a lot of hours with the carburetor. It's hard to find one. We modified this one so it has adjustments for the air and everything on the left hand side, so it's easily accessible. And we got new tubing too to go with everything, so you don't have to worry about that. And so carburetor got clean, it's been rebuilt, it's been modified so it's a little bit more efficient, and I mean it's good now. It has a brand new air filter, and it's actually in the frame under the seat. There's one back behind here, and I have 2 extra pairs of air filters too. And so let me see here, what else we do. Chain, every time after a ride I scrub it clean, put some oil it, make sure it's all good and not gonna break down on me, because that's the big thing about the bike. I don't want to be out riding and suddenly have it break down on me. And so filled up the radiators, doing good. Put some more fluid in there so it's not going to be overheating. Background on this side. Oh, for the fuel tank, we cleaned it out. There's actually a fuel pump to pump fuel from this side and over onto this side. And we cleaned out fuel pump, made sure it's, and replaced some seals so it works fine. And you pump fuel from this. And right here at the fuel on, off, and reserve and all that, we rebuilt that, so that's doing good now. And so all the fuel lines got cleaned up, the fuel pump, the fuel filters, and the carburetor. And now all I run to this thing is aviation fuel, so it doesn't have all the it doesn't have alcohol or any other stuff. It's just straight fuel, so you're not getting a whole lot of shit up in your engine and not in your carburetor. So it's just cleaner, runs better, and you get a better throttle response. And I haven't run anything else to this, just the straight aviation fuel. Both tires doing pretty good. It'll last you a good long time depending how you ride. Up here on the forks, these were leaking when I bought it, and so bought a kit and we totally put new fluid in forks, rebuilt them, cleaned them. They're all good. And I also, after every ride, I clean them off so you're not jamming more dirt up in there. And same here, greased this and put new seals in there and weighted it as well so it's nice and smooth. Oh man, one big thing is these grounds for the engine. These took these off and we cleaned them out so you get a good ground, a good connection, and we have a completely new ignition, spark plug and everything in this thing. So I mean, it starts up really easy and really nice, and it idles just fine. I mean, if you live in different elevation, you're going to want to change the idle and the air levels, so it does, you know, idle a little bit better. But here in Paradise and Chico, it idles just fine. And yeah, after every ride, I clean the seal with a toothbrush, make sure everything's good, and make sure like all the bolts are in there. These, had some leaks around, and so we welded those back up to make sure it's all good. Brand new front fender. We actually have the headlight unhooked right now. It's just a little bit easier on the stator, and it'll make it last longer. And I don't do a whole lot of night riding. If you do want to hook up the headlight, all you do is take off these 3 bolts, and you get in there, and you have the wiring, and it's all good to go. You just have to take off the string wrap or string tubing, and you just have to hook it up. It's pretty easy. Has a compression release, starts super easy. I mean, this thing starts really easy. I'm not going to start it right now just because after every ride I drain the carburetor, and well, it kind of makes my neighbors mad when I am out here with, you know, just trying to drain the carburetor. But anyways, all these lines, this got rebuilt too, the on and off switch, make sure that was working good. And all these lines got greased, so your clutch comes in pretty easily, and so does your front brake. Throttle cleaned, and then we put new grips on here. And you know, throttle's all good. It's been cleaned. I mean, the line's been oiled. We actually custom made this line here back through under there, so it just fits nice, and it's easy, and it just slaps back, and it's real nice. So, anywho, if you got any more questions, yeah, I mean, I spent my whole summer on this bike and part of my school year fixing it up because I, always wanted a bike, and well, there it is. And now the only reason I'm selling this is because I got a YZ over there that needs to be fixed up a little bit, and I need to buy a truck. So, anyways, that's it. All right, thanks.